In advance of the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, Preservation Maryland is raising funds to support its Women's Suffrage History Project. The project, a first of its kind for Maryland, will document the places where Maryland women gathered, organized, planned, met, protested, marched, and rallied. It's a big project, and one that will take a statewide organization like Preservation Maryland to complete. Your support will help correct the historical record and make certain this forgotten story is forgotten no longer. When you give today, you'll be helping to identify, document, and protect places that were pivotal in guaranteeing that women could earn their right to vote.
I'm Brooke Lierman, a delegate who has the good fortune to represent the 46th District in the Maryland General Assembly. The 46th District is one of our state's most diverse and historically significant legislative districts. It covers nearly every part of Baltimore City that touches the water, from Federal Hill to Fells Point and the inland neighborhoods that connect. Places like Highlandtown, Greektown, Canton, and Brooklyn. It's a place where industries prospered, immigrants disembarked, and the diverse peoples of Maryland have built their lives over the past 300 years. History runs deep in our district, and the history of women's suffrage is a part of our story that truly matters. Preservation Maryland is now working on a project to document the places where Maryland women organized, planned, and launched their campaigns to secure the right to vote. It's a project that I'm proud to support. For many years, these places have gone unnoticed and have been forgotten. I'm so pleased that this project will work to promote and highlight this important chapter in Maryland history. As a woman state legislator, I could not be engaged in the work I am today but for the contributions of those who preceded me. Leaders like Edith Houghton Hooker, Frances Harper, Elizabeth King Ellicott, and beyond. I'm so proud to support this project. These women need our support to tell their story.
I'm Nikita Reid, co-founder and principal of Encore Sustainable Design. I've created my career by blending the disciplines of architecture, preservation, and sustainability. Less than 20% of licensed architects are women, and less than 1% of licensed architects are African American women. To have continued on a not always easy path, I've found inspiration in the courage of the women who've come before me. Maryland and the Capital Region have a rich history of strong women, from early female architects like Rose Isabel Greeley and Clorethiel Woodard Smith, to their contemporaries, the Maryland Suffragists of the 1920s. Preservation Maryland's project will link the history of the Maryland Suffragists to the places where they gathered and created a movement to win the right to vote. These historic places are a tangible connection to the powerful history of some of Maryland's most influential women. You can help support Preservation Maryland's work by making a donation online at presmd.org.
I'm Kacy Rohn, a Maryland native currently pursuing a dual master's in community planning and historic preservation at the University of Maryland. I recently authored a historic context study on the history and the important places of the Maryland women's suffrage movement. As I learned through my research, the story of Maryland's women's suffragists and the places where they fought to gain the vote have been largely forgotten. I'm so happy that Preservation Maryland is furthering the job of documenting and recording a more inclusive history of our state to help ensure that the important lessons of this movement are not forgotten. That's why I'm so pleased that Preservation Maryland is fundraising for this effort on Giving Tuesday, and I hope you'll join me by making a contribution to support this project. The history of Maryland's suffragists is a story worth preserving.
Hi, I'm Allie. I'm a native here in Maryland and the owner and founder of Route One Apparel, which specializes in making Maryland-themed clothing and accessories for people who love this state, its culture, and its heritage. Recently, I've joined the board of Preservation Maryland, an organization that works to preserve our state's culture and heritage. A project that I'm excited about is one of Preservation's recently announced Six to Fix projects. The project will document places in Maryland that were important to the women's suffrage movement nearly 100 years ago. Making sure this history is recorded and protected is critically important to all Marylanders, especially women like me who are able to succeed and grow businesses thanks to the hard work of Maryland women nearly a century ago. I hope you'll join me today by making a gift to Preservation Maryland for this awesome project.